My name is Stephan Schindler. Hi everybody. Thanks for coming, and Philip, thanks for inviting. I'm from Wonderland Industries and from Metropolis VR, but today I'm here for the Virtual Reality Berlin-Brandenburg. And on the gadget side, I brought you Daydream. If anyone wants to check out Daydream. Who of you knows the Virtual Reality Association in Berlin-Brandenburg? Oh, all right. Who knows VR Now Con? Who went there? All right, very good. So many of you will ask, why do we need a Verein? Why do we need this type of association, this typical German thing, when we have meetups like this, which are great, and a ton of people, and we have lots of other sort of VR conglomerates, associations, and so forth. And I'm here to tell you why it makes sense to have this association, why it may make sense for you to join, or at least know about it, and what we do. I came to this region 3 years ago, well, 2.5 years ago, from Munich, and joined the startup company called Wonderland Industries, for which I'm working now, who have their offices in the studio complex in Babelsberg, Studio Babelsberg. And I've been working a lot in other studio complexes on the West Coast, and I was quite excited to move to Babelsberg. And when I came there, I was pretty disappointed because there's not a whole lot of business going on. It's not very lively. It's actually after 5 o'clock, it's pretty dead. So what a wasted opportunity, I thought. We have this massive brand. We have all of these production companies around, and we have Berlin right next to us. What can we do to sort of build a more sustainable business and a more lively community for the media industry there? And I was joined by a couple of other people who felt the same way. And we talked to the local Ministry of Economics. And they're super disappointed as well. And would like to do something to sort of revive this place, and especially revive the media industry there, and establish a media business that is more sustainable than the media business that is today living exclusively on subsidies, on the film further. If you have good subsidies, then everything is good, but if England or Hungary or any other country has better subsidies, then it sounds bad. And so we said that virtual reality and all the associated technologies with it, 360-degree video, augmented reality, mixed reality, and you name it, all the things that we cover today under this umbrella that we call VR. It's actually a very interesting technology, because it's a lot more than technology. It's a new computing platform. And it's technology that goes far beyond entertainment. And what we just saw was a very good example. And it has to do with media, and it has to do with media technology, but it goes far beyond just entertainment. So it brings a big opportunity to lots of people working in the media space, storytellers, content people, as well as technology people, to establish businesses that live from other customers than just entertainment customers. And typically these are customers who pay real money for value that they get. It's a totally different business model from entertainment, where you are really dependent on subsidies. So the Ministry of Brandenburg, but also the Senate of Berlin, are very interested in doing something to sort of develop that type of business in the region, because they believe, and we believe, that VR is so new that there is no global sort of mega player yet, even though we think China has gone years away from us, and even though we think the big guys on the West Coast and maybe some on the New York East Coast will be dominating the market. I don't think so. I think we're still on square one for many of these elements. And this region does have a great opportunity to establish itself on the international market to be a big player. But what we have to do, the mistake that we have to make sure we do not do again, as has been done many times in the media industry here, is to have a lot of individual players that play by themselves. Then I don't think this will really work for the region. And this is why this association was formed, because we believe if we are able to form new ways of collaboration, to form new conglomerates, we can achieve a lot more. And public money is available to support that. But public money will not go to individual companies in this case. And we founded this association to make sure that we can collect, we can acquire public money to foster companies like yours, startups, but to foster mainly the cooperation between companies to establish virtual reality business in the region. And those of you who went to VRBLN, we'll show the video in a second, have seen sort of the first incarnation of it. It was an event that was extremely successful. There was almost 500 people there. We had speakers from all over the place. We awarded the VR award, and all of that cost a lot of money. Your entry fees have not paid for that. And that is money that we got from the local governments. You can only do that if you have a legal entity, like such an association to do these things. And our real goal is to, in fact, establish what we call a VR innovation hub. In fact, both in Berlin and in Potsdam, which should be a physical building like this, which houses co-working spaces, which houses also rooms for investors who can put their own incubators in there, which very importantly will have technology to be used by startups and by established companies to build new virtual reality products or business models. Because we all know that the technology we're using, like 360 cameras, the innovation cycle is so fast that it's super difficult for startups to constantly be on the edge of technology, to constantly have the most up-to-date head-mounted display, to have the most up-to-date 360 camera, to have the most up-to-date motion capture system. We want to make these technologies available to people at lower cost and on demand only, so you don't have to invest in it. And not only that production technology, but also IT technology, like render farms or GPU clusters, or whatever, to make it available ad hoc and on demand and at a low cost. And for that, we need public money. And that's what the association is doing, to acquire that money, to work with local authorities and establish that. So that's my basic pitch. I would like to show you the video from the VRBLN, and then I'm open for questions here in the auditorium, but also I'm available to talk to you. Do you have audio? Oh, if you don't have audio, then it probably doesn't make a lot of sense.
I'm proud to be here with you at the first Potsdam-based conference on virtual reality.
I'm absolutely delighted to be part of VR Now. I've spent pretty much 2 decades designing the future of technology. Now the technology is far enough advanced that we can talk about where we are right now instead of just projecting into the future.
The VR Now conference, there's so many familiar faces from the VR scene. So great to meet the people. It's very international, and yeah, they made a great selection of speakers.
Hey, how's it going? I'm James Jensen, the Chief Missionary Officer of the VOI, and I'm completely excited and stoked to be here to see new content creators out here, and a message out to everybody is we are creating a new platform for hyper reality experiences that is completely untethered and fully immersive.
So guys, this was the first VR Now-Con, and it's the start of a very great industry. I'm just telling you, all of you out there, be at the forefront, be the players, be the developers, build the language for VR out there. This is your chance, and next year I want to see you at VR Now-Con.
Grand prize of the VR conference goes to the Blind White White.
Okay, so these are some of the things that the association will be able to do. And of course, these are things that all of you can benefit from. And I strongly believe that we need these two things happening. We need the meetups, like the one we have here, and we need these more official, more formal institutions that are able to collect public money for the bigger goal of the country and the authorities to establish business and to grow and subsidize businesses. And one of these elements are conferences like this, are awards that help build a community, but moreover give you a platform to display yourself and also to promote the entire region. The next VR Now conference event will happen during Berlinale here in Berlin, in cooperation with Berlinale and the European Film Market. It's on February 13th. It is the business element. We call it the VR Now-Con business. So it won't be as big as VR Now-Con you saw just here, but it will be significant. But it will focus on attracting large corporations, attracting sort of decision makers of larger companies, and not only entertainment companies, but all kinds of industries, to bring them here, bring them to the region, and show them that in this region they will find everything they need for whatever virtual reality project or idea they have. If you are interested in becoming a member, there's two types of membership. One is a full membership, is 80 euros a month, and supporting membership is 10 euros a month, which will give you certain benefits for events and other things. But it's not. I'm not here to sort of generate more members. Of course, we need members and increase members, but the audience that is here, I'd like you to go away with the fact that you know that there is this association, and it makes total sense for you to sort of follow it and use it in case you are a startup, in case you have some business that you want to establish in this area. So thank you very much for listening. Do you have questions now?
Berlin needs such an association.
Why does
Why does Berlin need such an association?
Well, because I believe that if we as a region want to play in the international game, then we need a forum to cluster ourselves. I don't think we have a number of very large companies in the VFX space or in other businesses who can probably play a big role themselves. But I think they could play a much bigger role and a much more important role if they would have a platform that makes it easy for them to collaborate with other firms. And one of the reasons for that is that I believe the business models for virtual reality are not yet set. And I don't think there is anyone who sort of has a very clear idea of how you make money in virtual reality today. We'll have a talk about location-based entertainment right after me. which I believe is probably one of the early areas to make money in VR. But in general, it's such a new medium, it's such a new format that you probably need new ways of collaboration with totally different entities. And that's why Berlin, as any other region, will be such an interesting. You don't look as if I answered the question.
No, I know Virtual Reality Berlin from the 90s, and I wasn't even convinced about MediaNet as an association. I think it's a new market, and if you try to bring people together into one association, you somehow try to, well, stream or control the market, control the innovation, which isn't very good. I remember Seabase, and I hope that virtual reality would be some kind of the same impact in Berlin as in the late 90s, so we can have a fresh start and start like Seabase with fresh thinking and everything. But if you really try to put things, everybody together in such associations, innovation starts, and this is not very good.
No, I do agree with you, actually, and we don't want to do that. You know, this is why I say, I think there is, we need to have meetups like this who are totally different organized, but we also need to have these more formal associations, for example, in order to acquire the public money that's available. And otherwise, we wouldn't get it. VRNowCon is a good example. This thing costs 250,000 euros. It's a one-day event. The event makes total sense for a lot of people. In fact, I would say for almost everybody who went there, it made sense to be there, to spend that time.
So
but it wouldn't have happened if we wouldn't have been able to acquire that money.
So the idea is to channel the public money to startups, and if so, how you're gonna give priority to startups like entertainment or just business?
Yeah, that's one of the questions we still have to figure out, obviously. But so this example that I just told you about, VRNowCon, that was easy. You can go there. People who are part of the association get a discount, can display there. We do cooperations with Augmented World Expo, for example, where members of the association could display their technology, their product, their company for free. These are things. But the innovation center, the VR hub that we're planning, for example, will be open to everybody, right? But we need the association to get funding from the public. We won't get all the money we need for that, but for example, in this particular case, there is a funding mechanism available. It's about 7.5 million euros. It's a 50% funding. We need to find another 7.5 million from the private market. That won't happen by itself. You need someone whose job it is to find these other 7.5 million euros. Now, this is not something that someone will do on the side or in his spare time. So we need to pay someone for that. That's a guy that we will employ in the association. Now, for that, again, we need money. We just received 200,000 euros from the government in Brandenburg to hire this particular person, whose job it is to see if we can acquire the other half of the funding that we need for such an innovation hub.
Yeah, I actually agree that's a good idea to have this foundation. Because if you look at other industries in Germany, like automotive or chemical industry, you always see kind of these Verbände, I don't know the English word, to promote topics that are important for all companies in the industry. So it's quite a good idea. Interesting for me would be to know if there's other corporations around in Germany as of now, or is the VRBLN, the first one?
The question was, are there other organizations around in Germany who have a similar agenda? I think there are. I know of a group that started in Munich. And I think in Baden-Württemberg is a similar activity going on. All of them are tightly tied to acquiring public money. Right? And I know that Baden-Württemberg has put out a little font. Munich, I think, is about to do it. And what I can tell you for this region here, it's early days, but from what we see, the excitement in the Ministry of Economics in Brandenburg is extremely high. And Berlin is a little bit behind, but that had to do with the elections and the reformation of the government and so forth. We believe we will be able to excite them in a similar way. So, if there's no more questions, look out for Virtual Reality Berlin-Brandenburg. Make sure you subscribe to our newsletter. We have not done a whole lot of marketing so far because we didn't have any money and spent all the money we had on here in Auckland. But now that we've received another fund, we will become a little bit more professional on our website and on our communication. The best way to sort of be associated and be informed is via Facebook and Twitter to some extent. But Facebook right now is the best way to get in touch with us. Thanks a lot.